Hello, you guys, and welcome to this week's video. Totally forgot some blanket over there for me. Anyways, I have actually thought about and debated if I should record this video for a long time. However, I wanted to record it because I wanted to give you guys an insight and let you guys in on the behind the scenes of growing my channel to 100,000 subscribers within sort of the next 12 months. That's my goal, and I'm gonna really work super hard for it. And so the last few months, I took the time and learned a lot, pretty much everything there is to learn about YouTube. And I've gotten really and fallen in love with this platform. And so I wanted to share with you essentially right away the seven metrics that you need to know about to grow your YouTube channel in 2021. And some of those metrics, you might have heard about it already. A lot of these metrics, whenever I talk to, my clients about it, or I email it to my email list, to my subscribers on my email list, they actually don't know about it. And so I really wanted to be transparent with you guys about it, just because I said, I did invest a lot of time to get an education on how to grow your YouTube channel in 2021 and beyond. And so here are essentially the metrics that you really need to know about. So grab a pen or paper, grab a pen or paper, grab a cup of tea as well, or a coffee or whatever else you want, and let's get started. Okay, so the metric number one that's really important that you need to know about is the 100 subscriber YouTube video rule, meaning that if you are, for instance, changing the direction like I have done on your YouTube channel right now, right? You had a YouTube channel for a few years right now, but you're changing direction because, I don't know, your business changed, or you want to kind of focus on different topics or whatever it might be, or you're starting a completely new YouTube channel from scratch with zero subscribers or views or anything like that. What is important is that you're pretty much creating and publishing and pushing out there the next or the first 100 videos that are in that specific niche, right? And the reason why they call it is this 100 video rule is that once you have 100 videos out there, then it really does make sense to look at your data, your numbers, your metrics, your stats and all those kind of things, right? Obviously, we want to be still smart while we're publishing those 100 videos, and we want to be actually also within that time frame of posting 100 videos kind of really experimental and allow ourselves some creative freedom within also a certain kind of course, topic or niche, right? You don't want to be posting about 5 topics all at once, right? From scuba diving to vegan cooking to how do my hair to, I don't know, right? This would be really confusing. So you usually do want to pick a niche topic that you're really excited about it, or maybe possibly 2 that are related. And then you want to go ahead and essentially create 100 videos on different topics within that niche. And then once you got those 100 topics out there, then you can start on really creating a very more smarter strategy, or a very smart strategy for kind of growing your channel further and achieving your goals, whatever your goal might be. If it's 5,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, 1,000,000 subscribers, it doesn't matter. So just get those 100 videos out there. If you're familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk as well, I'm a huge fan. Let me know if you're a fan as well. Drop a comment down below. And he, for instance, of course, says as well, it's important to get those 100 videos out there and not get discouraged by if you're not getting any views, but just get that content out there, because you need to have content out there to learn from the numbers that you're seeing on how this content has performed. If you have nothing out there and you didn't take any action, you don't know sort of the next step you have to take, right? So it's just important to take that action. Okay, second key metric is that, and I'm just looking at my notes right now. If you want to see, I of course jotted down the notes for this video. So the second thing is that you want to post on designated posting time intervals, meaning that, for instance, if you can make it happen in your life that you're posting 2 or 3 videos per week, right? And you can be consistent posting 3 videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for instance, every single week. And you can do this for months and probably years to come, right? And you can keep up this consistency. Then of course your channel is going to go really faster maybe than someone that's posting once every 2 weeks. However, even with posting once every 2 weeks, the person that is consistent the longest will still kind of outwin and outrace the person that's maybe posting 4 videos one week, doesn't post anything for a few months, and then posts a video again. So that's just really important to know, is that you want to be consistent first, because it is a long race. It's not a sprint. So you want to just kind of pick a schedule or a posting schedule that works for you, for your life, for your business. I don't know how busy you are. I don't know what you got going on your plate. For instance, on the side of wanting to grow a YouTube channel, myself. So I think it's really important to just be honest with yourself and then just like make a commitment to a certain kind of like time that you're posting a video, and like post it in the same interval, right? So if you're posting a video on Monday, then post a video on Monday every single week. And then from then on, you can further look at what kind of posting times work the best for your kind of growing audience, right? So the more your audience grows, the more you're going to learn to where they're tuning in from, and when you might be posting, what is the best time to post and that kind of stuff. Because the first hour, actually it's the first few minutes, but okay, the first hour for a new YouTube channel is the most important in terms of how your YouTube video ranks. And I'm going to talk more about this later on. Also, be sure to really stick until the end of this video, because one of my friends shared a very interesting and secret kind of almost hack that one of the vidIQ creators has told her during Vid Summit that she just attended in LA, that just happened like a couple weeks ago. And so she shared it with me, and I want to share it with you guys. She was okay with sharing it as well, so I'm not going to say her name, but I'm going to share it. So be sure to stick until the end of the video to get that secret tip on what kind of like content is really has the potential to blow up your video. Okay, so number 3, the title needs to be SEO optimized. That's really important. You've heard this probably a lot of times before, just because YouTube is like Pinterest, or like when you have a blog, right? Obviously using Google, it's an SEO focused platform. It's not per se a social media platform, even though oftentimes it is kind of thrown into the different social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter that are out there, but it really isn't. It's more like a search engine. And so you really have to use it like this, meaning that the work that you do prior, before even posting a video, in terms of keyword research, the hashtags that you're using, the tags that you're using, all this kind of stuff, and the description is much more important in how you're structuring your title than sort of like the video itself, right? Because if you're not doing your pre-work correctly, then you're doing a disservice to kind of the work that you put into creating some great content. So it's really important to understand the two sides to the story. There's the analytical side of the story, there's the creative side of the story, right? And you need to really have both things matching and working together in harmony to really create something awesome and to have your YouTube channel grow. And I'm probably going to record another video, just because it's such a kind of more in-depth topic on how you can SEO optimize and research videos and do that research. So if you're curious on having me create that kind of video, let me know in the comments down below as well. Okay, then number 4, thumbnails. So thumbnails are really important, and there's a ton of other YouTube videos out there, right, that are just really talking about in terms of like how you create perfect thumbnail and poses you want to do, what you want to avoid, colors you want to use, all this kind of stuff. There's so much debate out there, but there's one important thing that like not a lot of creators I feel like saying that's really important, is that when you go ahead and usually you publish a YouTube video, more often than not, 9 out of 10 people are going to do this from their desktop. They're not going to do it from their phone, right? I'm charging my phone right now. So it's just really important that when you're editing it from your desktop, you're using PicMonkey, for instance, or you're using Canva, whatever it might be, that you're going to go ahead and minimize the percentage in terms of like how big that thumbnail that you're editing right now is showing up, right? Because most of the time, of course, the standard setting is on Canva and PicMonkey that when you're, for instance, creating a YouTube thumbnail, right, this is going to show you 100% on your desktop, right, in terms of like that picture, so you really see it when you edit it. However, most people, and the numbers are still growing, are actually watching YouTube videos, especially during the day or on the go when they're on their mobile. So meaning that you actually want to make sure that it doesn't only look good on desktop, but it's very even more important, so important, that it looks really good on mobile. So what you want to be doing is you want to go ahead with Canva or PicMonkey and then change that percentage to 25%. You'll see all of a sudden the thumbnail will decrease in size, become a teeny tiny thumbnail on your desktop. And then you're going to be surprised, because when you've edited it on desktop and then all of a sudden you edit it on, on the 25% kind of sizing dimensions, you won't sometimes see your face or the text or anything like that. So that becomes really interesting then, because you have to ask yourself, does the thumbnail still kind of like pop up, right? Is it still something that's interesting I can click on? Or does it look completely confusing? Can no one read what the heck I put on there? Did I put too much text, right? Not enough, and so on. So something that's very important to note, and please keep on doing this from now going forward whenever you're editing your thumbnails. Number 5 is super important. First of all, is attention and hook, right? Crafting an attention grabbing hook. And so this is actually like really an art form. It's not something, even in my kind of like 6 years of studying digital marketing, more than 6 years now, and even taking creative writing classes in Hollywood and all this kind of stuff, there's not really like a set formula or some material out there, right, that is going to really teach you video, how you can grab someone's attention, right? It's kind of like more of really a practice, and you really need to keep doing this, and you really need to start doing this, meaning that the first 3 to 5 seconds of your video, and just FYI, obviously I'm still working on this all the time because it is like a really difficult, almost like art form or a skill to develop. So the first 3 to 5 seconds of your video are the most important and will pretty much like decide if the viewer is going to continue watching your video just throughout those first 3 to 5 seconds, or if they're going to click off right away, right? And you probably heard this before, is because nowadays we have the attention span of like a goldfish or whatever it is with everything going on online. So you really want to make sure to craft this interestingly. And a tip I can give you is to just really go on big YouTubers like Mr. Beast, for instance. He's a big YouTuber. You go to his channel and you check out how he's actually crafting right away that intention, right? And drawing this in within the first 2 seconds of this video. So that's just something that you really, want to just continue practicing and kind of never stopping, right? We can all get obviously better at that. I heard the analogy once before that the only way to kind of like get better at the skill of art is almost like a stand-up comedian. There was an interview I saw with like Jerry Seinfeld, who kind of obviously wrote the show Seinfeld. And if you're in Europe, you might not know it, because I didn't know actually about it. I only knew Friends, but it's kind of like as big or bigger than Friends. If you're American, let me know, because I think there's a ongoing debate around that. So in essence, like with stand-up comedy, so Jerry Seinfeld, who is like a huge comedian, right? He's, I think, $300 million, has like a huge net worth and super successful. And I think Kevin Hart, for instance, another comedian, talks about that too, is they don't go any day without kind of creating a joke, right? But they don't know also, even though they are such big names and they've been doing that for years and they have filled out stadiums where they performed in front of them, they don't really know if the joke will really resonate or land unless they try it out in front of an audience. And then there's also a process that once they try it out in front of an audience, right? Because 9 out of the 10 jokes that they wrote maybe suck, and they still do. But then that one joke, they can even refine it further until it becomes really, really good, right? And then kind of like the best jokes that they have, they put together, and then they're crafting their signature shows, right? The thing is, of course, that just like important thing that Jerry Seinfeld said too is like, you just have to practice it. That's the first thing. So you kind of like want to try to practice it daily, or like get yourself to think in this way. One thing is you need to know that you need to test it out, right? You need to get your ego out of the way and just like see in what creative ways you can kind of draw people in and grab their attention. Number 6 is the storytelling of your video. Okay, so let me talk about this for a second and give you guys some preface first of all, right? So there's 2 very important metrics within like the 7 that I'm giving you right now, plus the 8 bonus one, that YouTube will rank your videos and your channel after. First is impressions, meaning your title and thumbnail. That kind of like goes together in terms of impressions. If your video is being served up in front of an audience, are they actually clicking on it or not, right? And that usually has to do with a combination of the title and the thumbnail. And the second thing is, how long is someone actually watching your video? Like, in other words, how long can YouTube keep you on their platform, right? I mean, obviously, right? That's the point of any kind of social media platform. But so you as the creator have to now figure out, how can I craft my video, and how can I kind of place different parts in the video and maybe move them around in all these kind of ways to make it more interesting, or to just really know how I can move them around to get people to stick and continue watching like this video until the end, or as long as possible, right? Because the longer your audience is going to watch your video, the higher up your numbers are getting as well, and the more YouTube is essentially loving your channel and what you're putting out there. So just something to think about. So meaning storytelling and how you can get people to watch your video longer is more important than actually what you're posting. Because I know so many like new creators, like are really just like thinking about, oh my gosh, I don't know what to create a video on, I don't know what to post and all this kind of stuff, but they're never actually thinking about it. Okay, maybe like, I have to do keyword research first, check what's like trending in my niche, check where I can rank in my niche, and then how can I craft this video more interestingly that no one has done before in this kind of way. So just like a couple of things to really think about and jot down as well. I hope you're taking notes. And then we got number 7. Number 7, we're almost there, you guys. And then I'm excited to share with you like the final tip that I got from my friend who just attended VidSummit. So the number 7 is that if your video isn't ranking within the first 60 minutes, usually it's of course shorter than that. And by ranking, what is meant is if it doesn't catch on, right? If you're getting like really barely any views at all. So the first 60 minutes is the most important. And in order to make it rank better, of course, one thing that you can do is you share it with your other social media profiles or on your other social media profiles. You share it with your email list. You just talk about that you just posted a YouTube video and people should go and watch it, right? What it's about, what people can get from it, the value they can get from it, and all this kind of stuff. So it's really important. And whenever you're sharing actually a YouTube video, don't actually share it by clicking on that share button on the YouTube video that you just posted live. Just copy the link on top of it and share that link on your social media, because then you're sending people actually directly onto your video, and that is going to help your SEO algorithm better of the title that you used as well. It's really interesting and sneaky than when you just go ahead and share the video that is always already posted on YouTube, because it's going to use a different URL to share it. That's another sneaky hack that you need to know. So it's just really important to make sure that you are doing everything you can to blast out the news that you've just posted a video to make it rank better, especially like at the beginning. And if you already notice as well that you could have or should have used a better title or whatever it might be, if you're using, of course, a vidIQ or any other analytics kind of software, which I really like, TubeBuddy, which I really recommend that you use, especially when you're serious about growing your YouTube channel, then you just want to make sure to really improve the SEO as best as you possibly can. And that's just like something that's super, super important. Okay, now, at the end of this video, and like I promised you guys, here's the content tip that my friend shared with you guys that you need to know about for 2021 and going forward. If you're a new, kind of very new YouTuber, or still a very tiny YouTuber, and you're growing and you're planning on growing your YouTube channel and becoming big on YouTube, is that you want to post something that's called controversial or opposing content. So you're going on the dashboard, you're going to the search bar, and then all of a sudden you're searching what's trending in your niche, right? For instance, like just because obviously I am pregnant right now, I would type in maybe like something like pregnant morning yoga or something like that. And then you're looking through it and you see everything that is, for instance, trending and that people post about. Now, what you want to be doing is looking at some of the top videos with the most views and look at kind of like what you're doing, what the viewpoint is, and then maybe post something really opposing to it, not like in a negative way, but just kind of like take a twist on it. Let's cut back to me. So for instance, like another tip that I give you is that when you take this concept that was really trending on YouTube, like just a little while ago, from how to become that girl, right? Meaning that, you see on TikTok or on other social media on YouTube, like these perfectly curated mornings and just drinking like celery juice and matcha and everything like that. And nothing wrong with that, but just kind of really like over aesthetically is that a word? But overly beautifying sort of like your life, right? So it makes you feel like, oh, what am I doing with my mornings? So the thing is just simply that then some YouTubers who really blew up in that niche or in that trend, they actually posted YouTube videos not following the trend, but kind of taking a spin on the trend, meaning like, okay, how to not be that girl, right? So they're writing why aspiring to be that girl is actually not good, right? Whereas other YouTubers posted on just kind of like how you be that girl and how you can kind of have this amazing perfect morning routine. So let me know if that makes sense, but like I hope that was a good example to give you guys. So this is kind of what we're talking about, creating more like a controversial content around something that is trending in the industry. And again, you can be as creative as you want, especially if you're also within the first 100 videos, because you're really finding your voice and you're styling your messaging that way and that kind of stuff. Okay, if you liked today's video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Of course, show me those likes, drop a comment down below. It really helps out the ranking of this channel as well, which probably as well as engagement is super important. And it gets it really be seen by more people who can really benefit from it, which is why I'm recording these videos anyways, to begin with, to add value to you guys. And if you have any questions, drop a comment down below. Otherwise, I see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching and bye.